There was a planet. We saw it. We tracked it. And then it disappeared. Not exploded. Not broken apart, gone. Vanished without a trace. And the story only gets stranger from there. It all started in 2004 with a young star named V883 Orionis, located 1,300 light-years away. It's part of a cluster of stars known as the Orion Nebula, a stellar nursery where new worlds are born. This particular star was surrounded by a disk of gas and dust, the building blocks of planets. A protoplanetary disk, 60 times the mass of Earth, and at first, astronomers couldn't see much beyond that. But as time went on, they noticed something odd. Something big moving around the star every few minutes, like an eclipse. Once a year, something massive would pass between them, blocking a small amount of its light. They were witnessing the birth of a planet. Every 34 hours, a chunk of the disk would move in front of the star, creating a slight dip in brightness. It was like watching a young world take its first steps. But that's not the weird part. What makes this story so strange is what happened next. Over the years, astronomers continued to watch the planet grow. And as they did, they saw something incredible. It grew bigger, way bigger, far larger than anything they'd ever seen before. Eventually, they concluded it was a gas giant about 15 times heavier than Jupiter. They watched it interact with the material around the star, shaping and shifting the disk. But then something strange happened. They tracked its path as it moved in front of the star, revealing its size and shape. And then they waited for it to return. But it never did. It was gone. At first, astronomers thought maybe it had broken apart, that the planet had been ripped to pieces by forces beyond their understanding. But that didn't make sense either. If it exploded, wouldn't they have seen it? Wouldn't there have been some kind of flare, some shift in brightness, some sign of a dramatic event? But there was nothing. It just vanished, along with whatever it was that was in front of the star. For years, scientists were baffled. How can a planet just disappear? It's not like it can just vanish into thin air. Well, it turns out it can. There are a few ways this can happen. First, the planet could have fallen into the star. But if that were the case, it would have gotten brighter, not dimmer. Stars feed off matter. They grow when they consume stuff. And while a planet that size would have certainly lit up the night sky, it would have done more than that. It would have revealed itself. Its atmosphere would have glowed. Its surface would have burned. They would have seen an explosion, a burst of energy. But they didn't. Second, the planet could have been knocked out of orbit, pushed or pulled or nudged into deep space. But by what? Another planet. An asteroid. Comets aren't known to exist in the system. And besides, it would have left a trail. It would have left behind signs of its passage, maybe a clump of gas or a scattering of rocks. But there was nothing. The area was clean, almost as if it had never been disturbed. And that's why many astronomers now believe that something unseen did something to this planet. They think it was pushed into a fold in space-time, a pocket of warped reality. You see, space isn't just empty. It's filled with a mysterious substance called dark matter. It makes up 80% of all matter in the universe, but it doesn't interact with normal matter. It's invisible, intangible, almost like a ghost. Now, dark matter has a gravitational pull, and that pull warps space-time. If you had a map of the universe, you could stretch it and curve it and bend it until it overlapped itself. And when that happens, strange things occur. Objects can be erased, thrown out of orbit, displaced in time and space. In 2022, for years after the planet vanished, something interesting happened. Astronomers detected strange readings from the same region. It wasn't light. It wasn't radio waves. It was something unknown, a distortion in the very space around the star. Like the universe trying to close a hole. Maybe the planet didn't explode. Maybe it fell into a pocket of warped spacetime, a place where physics doesn't apply. It might still exist. It's just that our universe and that one are no longer connected. So, what happened to the planet? Did it fall into its star? Was it pulled by something massive and unseen? Or did it slip into another dimension? Space doesn't always give us answers. Sometimes it leaves us with questions. And this is one of those times. Now, look up in the night sky and imagine the countless worlds out there. Some may seem familiar, like mirrors of our own. But others, well, they might be hiding secrets that we're not ready to find. Remember, the universe never ceases to amaze. And who knows what wonders await those who dare to explore the depths of space. Just remember, when you peer into the darkness may be peering back.